Before we get into the video, make sure y'all like, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not? Sub to me by now. My content is fire. From Transformers news videos, stop motions, tour reviews, tour photography breakdowns, music occasionally. My Instagram and TikTok are all linked down below. And yeah, let's get straight to it. Okay, so I got some Rise of the Beast news to talk about in this video. Couple things that happened the past few days, so let's get right down to the business here. So we have some footage on Instagram from composer. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, so I'm not even gonna try. He is the composer for Rise of the Beast, and I just bumped my table. He has confirmed that the recording of the score for Rise of the Beast is underway. They're doing it at Warner Bros. Studios at Eastwood Scoring Stage. And it also confirms that Bontemps, that's his last name, I attempted it. I tried. He is actually the composer this time because a few months ago when it was first reported, we weren't sure. Now we know for sure because he obviously posted it on his Instagram. And it also confirms that post-production for Rise of the Beast is almost done or pretty much done at this point. And then next up we have some new renders, some control art, CG renders, whatever you want to call it, of Nightbird and Wheeljack. First up, let's talk about Nightbird. So it's like a close-up on their shoulders and chest area, and obviously their head. So she looks cool, definitely Nightbirdy, definitely what I would expect from live-action Nightbird. I like the colors, the purple, and then the black, and then the bronze up in there. Some people have noted that the car chest is a bit of a different model than what's seen in the film. I'm not sure about that. But that is definitely weird. Maybe, well, obviously these are older designs, so maybe at first, a couple of years ago, they planned on it being a different Nissan, but then once when they went underway with filming, they chose a different one, who knows. And then Wheeljack, yeah, that is Wheeljack. I've been seeing people calling him Pablo more and more, and even people in my comments section calling him Pablo. Is that like because, like the writing on the side of the car, and because like are people in denial that this is Wheeljack or something? It's just very funny to me that I see everybody calling him Pablo now. Not that I really care, because I mean obviously this looks nothing like Wheeljack, so I can see why people would prefer to call him Pablo, but I'm just wondering like what's the deal with this all of a sudden. Let me know down in the comments below if anybody knows. But yeah, Wheeljack is one of the designs of all time. And lastly, the bigger news of this video, so somebody posted here on the boards, they wrote, someone who I follow on Instagram met Peter Cullen at Fan Expo Cleveland today and asked him some questions regarding ROTB. So Transformers Movies posted on their story on Instagram, this was Saturday afternoon, I believe, so a few days ago. He wrote here on the first story, he said a lot of interesting things today while answering questions. First dot here, as he said, this Optimus will be a little like the newer adaptations where he's more stoic. He sort of compared it to Bay's Optimus, but he made it known they're different from each other. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're expecting with this movie from what we've seen in the trailers and obviously in the leaks. He's leaning just a tad bit more towards G1 Optimus, but he still has that stoic Prime aligned continuity Bayverse era Optimus type personality to him, which is what we've been expecting. And then the second bullet point here is he confirmed that he's working on an animated film where Optimus is a bit younger. Unsure if it connects to the films or not, he didn't specify. So I'm assuming Peter Cullen here is talking about the animated film, which is a prequel dated on Cybertron, the main characters being Megatron and Optimus Prime. It's coming out next summer, I believe July or June or maybe August, I can't remember the exact month, but it's coming out around a year and a half from now, so I think that's the movie he's referring to, but he obviously didn't outright say which movie. It could be a different one that they're in development, because Paramount has a lot of Transformers movies in development right now. There's the one that's set in some Latin American country, I can't remember, that's supposed to come out in the next couple of years. It's got like a $50 million budget. There's the animated movie, there's Rise of the Beast. And then there's another one right here that Peter Cullen seemingly confirmed. It says here he confirmed that he's working on another live-action film, most likely the sequel to Rise of the Beast. So, I mean, Peter Cullen has voiced different characters before, so we don't know if it's for sure Rise of the Beast, but it's a safe bet that they called him about Rise of the Beast sequel already to just give him the planning stages, you know, because it seems like they do have pretty good expectations for Rise of the Beast doing well. I hope it does well too. And then the next slide here, he says he expressed how good this film is and that it has potential to be the best Transformers film ever. I don't know if he said this before in other interviews for the past movies, but this seems like a good sign. If Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, is saying that this movie is going to be great and one of the best ever, you gotta believe him at this point, because me personally, I can't even remember the last time he said this about a movie, because if you remember during the Bumblebee movie when he was doing interviews and he was at, I think, TFCon or one of the Transformers conventions, he said how he was mistreated during the Bumblebee movie and the whole thing with the different voice actor at first and then all that stuff. He seemed like he didn't really like the movie and his experience working on the movie. So it seems like he's getting treated way better and that he actually has high hopes for this movie, which, like I said, I don't remember if he said this in other movies as like for his contract to say good things for the marketing side of things for the movie. I don't know, but and then the next slide here, or next bullet point I should say, he mentioned that Rise of the Beast has a G1 feeling to it. I mean, yeah, we kind of expected that already, you know, with the more G1 influenced designs besides Wheeljack, obviously. And then the last bullet point here, he had a way better time working on Rise of the Beast than Bumblebee, and he was treated better, and he actually got to record his lines from home. That is great to hear. Peter Cullen, you know, he's a legend, he's a GOAT in the voice acting industry, and obviously in the Transformers community. He's Optimus Prime. So to hear that he is getting treated well this time around is great, because it really did make me sad hearing how he was treated during the Bumblebee movie back then. And it's great that he was able to record his lines from the comfort of his own home. It's just great to hear all around that the experience for him and him actually liking the movie this time around is in his mind, and that he's feeling good about this movie and his portrayal as Optimus Prime in this one. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this movie for Rise of the Beast. Some nice updates here for you guys. And let me know down in the comments below, what movies do you think Peter Cullen was talking about? Do you think it's a sequel for Rise of the Beast? Do you think it's the animated movie coming out next year? And how do you guys feel about Optimus Prime still being that sort of stoic character while also having just a tad bit of more G1 in his characterization? And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say in this video. Bye!